About 1 month from now, in my back patio, this is exactly what I will be doing. Obviously, Jagger will be there, my husband, maybe something, lightly alcoholic. But nonetheless, I'll be on the back patio enjoying the weather. Now, I would like to start this hour of what I call pest control with a little anecdote that may nicely set the stage for the relationship I have with bugs. So, it's senior year of high school. I'm driving a car, my dad's car. It's nighttime, it's wicked hot, humid summer. And a spider crawls out of the air vent, okay? And I see it, and I go from 35 miles an hour, throw the car into park, drop the transmission out of the car, because I just cannot cope with the fact that I have come that close to a bug, okay? So that is pretty illustrative of the idea of what I think nature, in terms of its value in my life, holds when you think of the things that live in nature. So this little thing you see on your screen, I personally own 3 of. And I'm also I'm a more is better, bigger gets us farther. So I don't dibble dabble in the tiny, because when it comes to bugs and mosquitoes, drain flies, all of that stuff, I go pretty much here, right? Because I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna use the biggest weapons we have. And then when you use DynaTrap, man, you are golden. And here's the deal. I'm Sean. This is an hour of just this TSV. We are getting into the wee hours of the night on something that is only good for 24 hours. And this is not the first time we have brought you a DynaTrap TSV. So my first ask of you, whether they are horrifying, funny, whatever those stories are, if you and bugs have had a few run-ins, and you know DynaTrap and how well it works, will you please call me in this hour? I'm gonna take as many of your calls and stories as I can. We've sold 1.6 million of these machines that are whisper quiet. They require relatively no maintenance. Out of the box, they're ready to plug in and start annihilating. We will show you the list of pests that it doesn't make a crispy, weird, crackly popcorn sound. So there's no weird noise. There's definitely no citronella smell. There's no spray. There's no chemicals. DynaTrap is like pest control 2.0. So in our TSV this year, 2023, which is the only one of the year, since 2015, we've done 16 DynaTrap TSVs, which means we typically do 2 or 3 a year. This year, there's 1. And you got 5 hours left in the day to nab it. You have to make a few choices, and with one order of the year, some of them are getting limited. So here's what's going on. Number 1, what size DynaTrap are you gonna reclaim your outdoor living space with, right? How bad are the bugs and the bites and the smacking and the slapping? 1 acre, always my personal choice. I have 3 of them. But ½ acre is great for those of you that have a smaller home or maybe a condo, an apartment. We're also now getting into the ½ and the ¼ acre size where they could be small enough to use inside, right? Like a sunroom, a basement, a garage. So these are the 3 sizes. Now let's take you through colors. Tungsten. Tungsten is available at retail, but at retail, what we are for 24 hours charging $159 for, retail wants you to pay them $219, right? At retail, you can get tungsten, but their ½ acre is $154. Ours is $99. Now, at retail, if you want to give $99 to somebody, they're going to give you this size, not this size. But today, for $59, you can get home the tiniest DynaTrap to see the biggest impact in your outdoor living space. And this bottom row, these are all colors just done for you. We had a gal call last night at midnight from Virginia. She was hysterical. She owns 10 DynaTraps. Copper, only at QVC. Green, only at the Q, blends in with the foliage. Navy, kind of chic, kind of like marine nautical. And then bronze, we have a bronze at our house. We have a 90-day return policy. That smokes any retailer because 30 days. First of all, it's early April. The bugs don't really kick into high gear for 2 months. So any store with a door that you buy yours in or online, another place, not just paying more are you're only getting a 30-day return policy. Guys, that does nothing for you. If you really want to see the power of this, you got to get it home, plug it in, keep it running 24/7. And then a couple months from now, when it is peak season, give me a call. It's okay. You don't owe me money. Just say thank you, because you are going to love. It'll be like rediscovering the outdoors in your home space. The update I want to give you, though, as we invite in our guest, we've had 19,000 of these ordered on the day. Green is the most limited between the quarter acre, half acre, and the large 1 acre. In green, only 1,800 to go around. The tungsten, which is the top color up here, flying. In the acre, really flying. We have 2,000 left to go around. And again, we want your calls. We'd love your stories. It's really cool how DynaTrap works, and it really does work. And Sean Pickford, who I call kind of like America's dad, I said last night at midnight when we kicked this off, like, if you lived in my house,
right,
it would be your job, among other things, would be to protect me from rodents, bugs. Like, you'd be the guy having to go get the paper towel to kill something.
It's no different in my house.
Okay, great.
So,
Sean Pickford, who and what is DynaTrap?
So DynaTrap is a leading manufacturer of flying insect traps. That's what we do. We go after the bugs, okay? We know bugs. This is our latest creation that mimics us as human beings. So you can see it. It has light, it gives off warmth, and it also creates carbon dioxide. So same thing you and I breathe every time we take a breath. And I just got a little fuzz. It creates that carbon dioxide, so the mosquitoes cannot resist this, but it's more than just mosquitoes. It's mosquitoes, it's flies, it's wasps, hornets, stink bugs, and moths. So we did a third-party independent lab study. It's not me saying it, not DynaTrap saying it. It's the independent lab saying, yes, it attracts and captures those, plus these 7. Biting midges, no-see-ums, Japanese beetles, gnats, blowflies, drain flies, and the musket that you're seeing here. So,
drain flies in a second, because I know you live for these pointless stories. I'll share a story about how, because we have septic, how I came home from a vacation to find literally like a sci-fi horror film, drain flies having completely overtaken the inside of my house. So let's just say I respect, obviously, the value that bugs bring to our earthly ecosystem, the cycle of life, blah, 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 blah. By the way, if you love gardening, don't worry about honeybees. Bees, but not honeybees, are attracted to DynaTrap, so you're good there. Again, call us with stories, because they're already lining up to get theirs before, obviously, the green is gone, the 1 acre tungsten is gone. 500 ordered in the show. All right, so you just said that DynaTrap is really like the premium pest control solution. It uses 3 things to kind of tackle pests, but oddly, those 3 things don't create a lot of noise, a lot of dirt, a lot of smell. So how does it work?
All right, so first it's the light temperature. That's why it looks like a bluish purple light to you. That's the most drawn to attention of color that bugs are looking for. So then that light warms a plate underneath that creates the carbon dioxide. Same thing you and I breathe. That's why the mosquitoes can smell us as soon as we walk outside. They know we're there. There's the UV light. It lasts 27 continuous months. All right, it attracts insects day and night. That's why we ask you to run it 24/7. There's that titanium dioxide coating that's warmed by the plate to create the carbon dioxide. That's what makes DynaTrap different than anything else out on the market, because we mimic human beings so well. Then, when the bugs get close enough, the fan draws them inside. They go down into the trap where they stay. They expire. Then you hit the new easy one-touch opening system where you don't have to touch a bug. You just put it in the trash can, cover it up. Goodbye, good riddance. That's it.
Yeah, the one-button easy release basket means, like, more than ever before, you don't have to get your fingers near any of the dead or gross stuff. It's super simple. And the other thing that we're seeing on the screen is, obviously, illustrative of the fact that, you know, there's no crisping, popping, clicking, sparking when the bugs gently glide in there, right? They don't know what's going on, they glide in, and you don't smell any frying or anything weird burning or no chemicals for sure. Can you explain to everybody though, this might be one of my favorite parts. So, and call us if you have a great bug story, because Joe and I, my husband, once got a quote to screen in our back porch because we live near, some protected wetlands, tree line, creek in the backyard, like wet, wet, wet. And by the way, in Philly area, we got basically no snow this year. It was just like spring from November to March. So we got so much rain that like the ground, no doubt, is just ready to blossom all the bugs. Anyway, the quote for screening in our back porch, which is not that big. It's like this area that we're standing in, Sean Pickford, $19,000. Okay, so we own 3 of these. Show everybody the little study that university did.
Oh, okay, so we sent these to the University of Nebraska just to say how effective they were and how many bugs we could catch. So in a 6-day period on the 1 acre, which is the big guy here, you can see it on your screen. In 6 days, 2,942 bugs. Then we took this one here, the half acre, in 7 days, 2,543. And then we decided to send it to Florida because Florida has bugs, evidently.
Oh, do they?
So I'm told. All right. And in that 7-day period, 3,101 insects. So yes, these really do work. We did count every single one, so we know what was in there. And the great thing is, you said, the pollinators, the honeybees and the butterflies, are not attracted to the DynaTrap. I know someone that's a beekeeper. They put this out near where their bees because they were getting other pests interfering with their honeybees. Not a single honeybee.
Okay, we're going to the phones, but I want to say Navy has now taken the lead along with the tungsten. Guys, you have less than 5 hours in the day. You have one DynaTrap TSV of the year. By the way, if you started with a quarter or a half acre long ago, years ago, 1 year ago, now is the time, since it's 1 day this year we are doing this TSV, to upgrade perhaps to a bigger size or get an additional one. So as Sean and I were saying at midnight, you can ostensibly place them strategically around the perimeter of your home, your life, your yard, so that you create a force field, right? So now you go out. I said to Sean when we got off air last night, because he owns a pool, he lives near, what was a pond?
A pond. There's a horse farm behind the house.
Okay, so it's like
we got it all.
Bug University right there in his backyard. And he literally, we were not mic'd, we were off the air, we were walking back together after the show. And I said, seriously? Like, you have no bugs? He's like, we have no bugs. Like, no bugs. Isn't that lovely? Because, by the way, Jagger gets bitten by one mosquito, it turns into a massive oozing welt. Sorry to be gross. Okay, so you're choosing 1 acre. In a second, we'll ask Sean to guide us on how we choose if you're not familiar with this concept. Half acre or quarter acre. Today and only today, we are charging for a half acre, $99, what retail will only give you a quarter acre for, $99. Got me? So that's how good the deal is. Today and only today, you can get a way bigger size with more coverage for the same price that retail is charging for the smaller size. Tungsten, copper, we own a copper. Green, love the green, just blend right in, right? Like bushes, foliage, you're good. Navy, I do love the navy. That's kind of sharp.
It's a great color. It really is.
And then we also own a bronze. On your screen, these are between $100 and $200 and almost $20 machines. Look at your price, TSV, only good for 24 hours. Look at your easy pay. Let me just tell you again, you have a 3-month return policy, because you need to really see these in action when it's peak bug season, and that is not now. But Joe in Massachusetts is calling in. He's got a good story. Hey, Joe.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Really good. Tell us your story. Joe?
Yes.
Hi. So can you tell us your DynaTrap story? Do you have quite a few of these?
I have the quarter acre in the front of my home.
Okay.
And I have the half acre in the back of my home. And I get the half acre around 25 to 30 feet from my deck in the backyard. and believe me, they are fantastic. They are worth every penny.
Yeah.
Because between the mosquitoes and Japanese beetles, it cleaned up my yard excellent.
Oh, that's
They're worth every
great.
penny, worth every penny.
Oh, I'm so glad.
It's so nice to have a yard without bugs, isn't it?
Oh, yes. It's nice to sit outside